is up? This is already my third or my fourth video on this tank, the 60 TP Lewandowski Go, or whatever you want to call it. It is the tier 10 Polish heavy tank. It is the E100 or VKK alternative, or the Polish version of it, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorite tanks, if not the favorite tank. 2794 DPM, slightly more than the E100. Of course, I'm running rammer and food, 750 damage, 250 penetration with AP shells, and basically I'm just going to shoot AP all game. It is good enough for AP. You don't really need to use the heat shells or premium ammo, that's what you want to call it as well. It has 35 kilometers an hour top speed going forward, 5 and 14 in reverse. 5 kilometers quicker than the E100. Now, 5 kilometers is not a lot of difference, but it makes this tank not a sluggish tank, like not a mouse, not an E100, not a VKK, you could say. And why is this a lot better than a mouse or an E100? Look at the profile of this tank. This is a teardrop shaped tank. It has sloped armor in the front, sloped armor in the turret. It is a relatively short tank compared to the other 750 alpha tanks like the VKK or the E100, which is why this tank is so relevant in the way it's going to be played when it releases in the 1.1. And again, this tank has 16 seconds of reload, which means you're not going to out DPM any one of those 5As or a bunch of 113s or a 277. So you really need to be careful how you use your health. Oh, I lost 1700 HP. I made a mistake overextending myself for that 4005, and he managed to pen me with his HE shells onto the side of the tank, which is really unfortunate. But I'm going to show you how this tank is a survivor. And of course, you're not going to survive. This tank is not like, it's not a solo tank. It is not. You don't want to be alone when you're fighting in this tank because of the slow reload. You can't really be like you can't play like a 430U, like a 5A, like a 277. You can't be on your own for too long. You do need support. And this is only because of the 16-second reload time. Other tanks are going to reload 5 seconds quicker than you, so you need to think about what you're going to do in that 5 seconds. So you need like some space to roll back, so that your friends can protect you, your team can support you. And I managed to bounce you with my sloped armor in the front, and I take out that T57. It is a very capable tank. You can hold on your own here. You can soak up a few shots. You can bounce a few shots. Now, of course, I don't have any more HP left to trade because I took 1700 damage there, even though I made a huge mistake on my part by giving away so much HP to that FV4005. I'm still in the game because I've managed to bounce 2000 right now because of that availability of the armor. And right now I'm looking to poke on these guys because they seem to be pushing into that mouse instead of coming after me, and I managed to shoot that Super Conqueror in his back, and I got him to burn as well. I took him for whatever was left of his HP, maybe 1600, I don't know, close to that. But anyway, while they are being complacent and giving their full attention into that mouse, that did very well holding the corner on his own, or maybe he had some support from the back with the artillery or some TDs covering his back. That gave me the opportunity to poke over and shoot that Super Conqueror and that E100. So we turned this game from a losing game into a possibility of a winning game just like that. Just because I was able to bounce a couple of shots which some other taller tanks might not have been able to bounce, and just because of that we are able to turn this game around and possibly win this. Now all I need to do is find that V4 and that 277, two very very dangerous tanks, and I don't have much HP to spare, so I don't want to be taking any kind of high risk shots. I'm gonna see if I can get this guy here critical hit, which means didn't do any damage on him. I'm not going to chase after him just because of that V4 that is somewhere down in the middle as well. I don't want to throw this game for no reason. I'm going to let the other tanks chip in and do some work before I move forward and try to take shots. I see that V4 there, but I didn't realize that he was completely open to me. And there I find him, and look at that aim time. It took a little bit of time for it to aim. So all those kind of long distance sniping shots, you need to really give yourself some time to completely zoom in, completely aim in before you pull a trigger. Otherwise you're gonna wait for another 16 seconds before you can pull the trigger again. Once again, the dispersion on this tank is 0.35, which means it's not that great, but it's, you know, it's usable. It's something you can live with. It's not something that's impossible to play with. In fact, the dispersion is a lot better than an E100, which is 0.37 on the E100. So this game is already wrapped up. Basically, we're just going to finish up this game. Let's go down to the end. We're going to speed this up to ×4. Basically, we're just going to hunt down the 103B and the artillery. I fired there, but the grill beat me to it, and I'll shoot the 103 Stresswagen right here, and again I missed him. So that's the problem. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. That's what happens with these big derpy guns. But let's check out the results. I fired 13 shots in this tank during this game, and that's all it took. 13 shots fired. I hit 10 of them, and I only managed to penetrate 7 now. Now think about this, I only managed to penetrate 7 out of those 13 shots that I fired, and that yielded 5,862 damage. And I blocked 2,030, which is what carried the game, basically me staying alive and being able to shoot that Super Conqueror and that E100, which helped the game so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.